See if this thing is working today. Good evening, everybody. Mhm. 7 o'clock on the dot on a Tuesday. So that means it's all in society and friends time. Welcome, kings and queens. Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of All in Society. I am Claude Winston, CP2, Claude Purchase, whatever you want to call me. Claude for short, Cloud. I've also been known as Cloud Perch. Shout out to Monica. I can't remember her name. Those were back. So I think she's European. And this is back in the day when I used to deal cards. And it was kind of like in grade school. They would line you up and do roll call to make sure everybody was there. And she couldn't pronounce my name for some reason. So instead of saying Claude Purchase, I'm not sure how she didn't get the last part of my last name, but she said Cloud Perch. So I've used that alias as well. But thank you for attending. Thank you for watching, for viewing. I truly appreciate it. For me, life is one big game of Monopoly, and I'm here to share my strategy to the game of life and hopefully entertain and provide value along the way. You can check out my website, allinsociety.com, my Instagram, LinkedIn, email. Everything will be in the episode description for you to check out. Those of you who may be watching on Facebook, you can go to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe if you're a Facebook friend, please. I have 400 Facebook friends and not enough subscribers. So please make sure that you go ahead and go over to YouTube if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on Facebook, and make sure you subscribe on there. And then you can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram. You can check out the website. If you need to contact me and know anything about the products and services that I have coming up, you can definitely go there as well. But today's episode, we're going to discuss Monday's podcast a little bit. We have the launch of ESPN Bet, and I have a couple tips and tricks on how you can take advantage of that. We'll go over my NFL top 5. Formula One in Las Vegas is coming up this week, so we'll discuss that. We'll talk about finance in the stock market. And today in the stock market, we made some money today. Yes, we made some money today. One of the biggest days. I'm pretty sure I've had this year. And my largest portfolio hit an all-time high today. So that felt good. I need to, when it's days like that, I'll be quite honest with you. We're also going to discuss CPI report and then the Apec Summit as well. But days like today, when I woke up and I saw the CPI report, and I'll tell you exactly why I knew it was going to be a positive day today once the CPI number came out. CPI number came out, and I knew it was going to be an amazing day. So I just literally sat and watched the tickers go by and saw how my stocks were performing instead of being productive. So I should have had the podcast and everything done hours ago. I literally just stuffed my face and finished making dinner. Tonight was fish tacos for Taco Tuesday. So if looks like I'm a little sleepy as the episode goes on, that's why. It's because I just finished dinner, fish tacos, but it was pretty light, nothing crazy. Let's dive into today's episode. Yesterday, I had an episode of my podcast, and if you're not aware, I have my own podcast as well. It's called All in Society. It should be on every podcast network that you would ever go to consume podcasts. I believe I don't now. I updated Apple, and so Apple just updated their podcast. They could have very well updated that 2-3 weeks, a month ago. I'm terrible at updating my Mac and things like that. So it looks good on the update that I just updated. So make sure you go on there. Make sure you download, follow, download all of the episodes, please. I truly appreciate it. It costs you nothing. At least for Apple, for me, Apple Podcast costs me nothing. So please, I truly appreciate it. Leave a review. If there's anything that you want to know or hear or discuss on the podcast, come on to the live chat and hang out with me. Simple as that. And that episode is titled Detroit versus Everybody. Detroit, as far as in reference to the Detroit Lions, they're doing very well this season, better than expectations, at least my expectations. And I believe that Jared Goff should be the top of the MVP category as of right now. The end of what was it, week 10 or week 9? He should be at the top, and we'll discuss that a little bit as well on the podcast. And then the Moody's report. If you have no idea what the Moody's report is, it's definitely something that you should be aware of if you're an investor in the stock market or just in general want to know something about the economy. All right, but let's get rid of the boring stuff. Let's talk about ESPN Bet Launch today. So ESPN launched its brand new app in partnership with Penn Entertainment. They said it was supposed to launch November 14th, but they didn't designate what time it's going to launch. So I've been on there pretty much all day, going to the App Store and on the website, looking to see what's going on, see if I can to log in and get in. But I finally got in. I think they finally updated the app and launched it around 4 p.m. It was a little buggy. I signed up for everything, and I couldn't log in. I could go online and see everything, but as far as like placing a bet, it wouldn't let me place a bet because I couldn't log in. But ESPN Bet is set to go live in 17 states, which are Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, my home state, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. Penn Entertainment signed a $1.5 billion deal with ESPN for rights to use its name. And Penn will operate ESPN Bet while ESPN promotes the app. And if you're not familiar, Disney, the company, is really doing a lot of changes within the company, and they just kind of divided it into, I think it's 3 different segments. It's the entertainment segment. And I'm pretty sure that's part of the streaming, Hulu and all that. It's the sports with ESPN, and then it's the parks and everything that comes with that. I'm pretty sure it's 3 segments, not 4. And so now ESPN is divided up, and kind of before they were a little, I think that before they did all this, they were a little wary because you think of ESPN, you think of family friendly. When you think of betting sports, and that's more so adults. So I think they've been kind of treading lightly. In this partnership, I've been really wanting to dive into Disney because I really think that they're going to take market share from the other competitors like DraftKings and FanDuel, and I'll touch on that a little bit more as we go on. But as I dove into Disney, and I even dove into Penn Entertainment, they don't really, a lot of their revenue is not coming from the sports book. So if they're not, from my experience in the casino industry, and we'll kind of relate it to the poker industry, poker does not bring in a lot of money to the casino. So they're not going to devote a lot of time and a lot of resources in order to kind of make this thing like the best sports app out there. Do I think they'll do enough to make it profitable? Yes. Penn will. Disney is really just going to market it, and I think they're going to do an excellent job with that. being the fact that I think you guys don't. Well, I shouldn't say you guys. I think the national, just the public doesn't realize how much they're glued to sports and how much they think sports is like Google. When you want to search something, you think of Google. When you think of sports, you think of ESPN. And to me, that's just money. So I think this is really going to FanDuel and DraftKings. I think they've been kind of running their mouth saying, basically touting that they don't think that anyone else can just come in and take market share from them. Well, ESPN and Disney's about to come in, and Bob Iger's about to come in. Bob Iger, to me, is kind of going to be like, we'll say, uh, like Bumpy Johnson. That's a terrible reference because I don't know Bumpy Johnson, the history and all that. But he's just basically come in. He's the new guy on the block. He's gonna come in and he's gonna rattle some stuff up. You keep running your mouth. Disney is not somebody I want to mess with. And the reason why I say that is because we already have how many people? I'm pretty sure those of you are watching now, and in the general public, how many of you have a ESPN fantasy sports team on ESPN? And so Bob Iger alluded to this. You can easily transition. You guys are already on the app. And you can easily transition from that app and go right into ESPN Bet. If you can do that, you're not going to bet on FanDuel anymore. You're not going to bet on DraftKings anymore. I guarantee it. I messed around with the app already. The interface it's beautiful. It moves fast. Now it was just today, right now. Maybe when it floods a bunch of people on there, once people are aware that it's available now, then it'll be a little buggy or slow. But it interacts, and I've messed with all of the apps, and it interacts just like all of them. So, and just think of what if Disney said if you spend X amount, you get X amount of discount on tickets to Disney. And with Vision Pro and things like that, there's just a lot of things I think that Disney's going to do with the ESPN app, with the sports, and that's the reason why I've invested in Disney. Right now, their stock is pretty much down where it was in 2020 during the smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. And some of the analysts have been saying that if right now and if you invested in the company, it's almost like you're getting the streaming service for free once I get that up and running. And basically, based on past quarterly reports, they are on track to be profitable on the streaming this time next year. So getting in early is the reason why you can take advantage of pops like today, where Disney's stock, as I look, it went up 1.82%, so just under 2%. 2% pop to a stock is pretty good. So can't be mad at that. All right, so let's dive into it a little bit more. So as I said, they signed a deal for 1.5 million to basically use the right to use ESPN, and ESPN will promote the app. The deal will run a decade with the option for another 10-year extension at the end of the deal. Prior to the deal, Penn held a very small market cap share of the sports betting. I'm pretty sure when I looked at it, it was like less than 2%. They also, as far as all of the states that are available, I think they only are available in maybe half or less than half of the states that are available to that have sports books up and running right now. So if they wanted to, that's why I said I don't know if they're necessarily really going after more states, because Penn National or Penn Entertainment, they have a lot of regional casinos, and I think that's really their focus. I believe ESPN will slowly gain market share, especially if they're able to incorporate the ESPN app in the daily fantasy sports app, like I said earlier. The option to seamlessly check your fantasy team and click of a button moving to the ESPN interface will be a game changer. Having an application that rivals competitors such as DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, MGM, and Fanatics is key. And I've noticed a couple of promotions to take advantage of, which I've already did. It's $1,000 deposit match, and you get $200 free bet for placing any bet. I think you can go on there right now. Say you put $5 on the app, and you'll get $200 in free bets, and you'll get four bets. You'll get four $50 bets, and I will show you or tell you what I decided to bet on, and towards the end of the episode as we go on. So stay tuned for as I said. So stay tuned for NBA bets. If you wanted to dive deeper into the information or the article on the partnership between Penn and ESPN, I will have the articles. Pretty much any information I have here, all the articles I'll have posted in the episode description as well, so you can look at it at your leisure. All right, NFL top 5. Where is Stefan at? Is he watching? Mr. Stefan, I haven't looked in the chat. I'm terrible. Hey, Rita, how you doing? What's not true, Stefan? What about Bumpy? All right, well, I'm about to put this I'm about to send you a invite. Bear with me, y'all, as I send my teammate the link. I think we might have a lot to talk about this week, because I guarantee you're not going to agree with my 15. All right, sent, shipped, sent it. All right, so before Stefan gets on, I'll go over my top 5 for through week 9, so through last week. So 1 was the Eagles, 2 Chiefs, 3 Ravens, 4 had the Bengals, and 5 49ers. That was through week 9. Now, the Eagles and the Chiefs were on a bye this week, and I believe Miami was on bye as well this week. So there's a lot of teams that could be in consideration of the top 5 that are on bye this week. And a couple of those teams, pretty much the teams in the top, kind of let them stay pat. Good evening, sir.
I adore being a member of the
What's up?
How are you doing?
Good, yo.
Have you downloaded the ESPN Bet app?
No.
No. All right.
Is it good?
Huh?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's somebody that likes parlays. You got four $50 parlays. You could the way you like to bet, you'll probably load up 2 or 4 $500,000 potential winners. Just take at least, all right, one of them do a Hail Mary, but the other ones just do kind of like maybe
I'm gonna do a
flicker
guarantee,
and
like
something.
3 or 4 guarantee.
Yeah,
What is it? ESPN what?
ESPN Bet.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, ESPN Bet. It was working for me then, and hopefully it's working for you. But I do not. Let me
What
go
is the?
disclaimer. I do not
What is
work for
the? What
ESPN.
does it look
I don't
like?
work for Disney. I'm not trying to encourage y'all to get hooked on betting sports. What I'm trying to do is get y'all to get the free money.
What is the? What does this logo look like for the app?
I'll show you later after this. But I want to go over.
Is it the Is it the ESPN one that says the E on it?
It's a. I can't hold on. I gotta get rid of this. Stuff keeps popping up. It's not on there. It's probably all the way at the bottom. I don't see it on there right now. I'll show you later. If you look online at the thumbnail that I did for this video, symbol is in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the symbol's in there. Or just go to like ESPN.com. You'll see it, or ESPNBet.com. You'll see the symbol. All right, but I kept your Eagles for this is through week 10, so through the end of this week. I kept the Eagles at number 1. I'm not going to move them off. They're on bye. Chiefs number 2. The 49ers I have at 3. I think they're back after beating the Jags. I got the Ravens at number 4. and then I got the Lions at number 5. I know that's what I know. This is going to be a little rocky, but
How you gonna have a 6-3 team if they're not the 7-0 the 7-2 team, which is your Detroit Lions,
I
not
says
as number
right
3.
smashed the Detroit Lions. How could I put the Ravens or Lions above the Ravens? I don't care about the record. I care about your matchups against your opponents.
So Denver Broncos, they beat shoot. So Arizona beat the Cowboys. You got the Cowboys.
No,
Arizona above the Cowboys.
of course not.
Okay,
These guys
Lions are
all
7-2.
these teams are all actual like playoff teams, playoff contenders, and actual maybe even Super Bowl contenders. All of these teams. I think about it that too.
So would you have Denver above Buffalo?
No, just because they won one game, I'm not thinking. No, look all the games they
They both
lost.
play out. They both can make. So what? They both can make the playoffs
But
if they win out.
how I rank it. I know you. I hear what you're saying based upon what I said, but that's not how I rank it. It's the whole record
It's
for the
it's it's
for the year.
it's Eagles, Chiefs, Detroit, then San Fran, and then at number 5 you could pick.
You really think San Francisco's not better than Detroit?
No,
You're more confident than I am. I don't see I don't care where they play. I don't see. I am. I wouldn't put $1 on Detroit to win, to beat San Francisco.
do y'all play San Fran?
No, we don't play them unless we have to play them down the road.
So if y'all play them, y'all can win. They could have to come to y'all. So you don't think y'all can win a game with Detroit? Y'all beat KC.
That was the first, and they didn't have Kelsey or Jones.
Kelsey did play, didn't he?
No, I don't think. I think they were both out. Maybe it's just Jones.
Uh,
They were both out.
Jones. What you talking about? Oh, yeah. No. It was only Jones out. Chandler Jones was the only one that was out. Kelsey did play.
He did play. Okay.
Yeah.
I Okay. All right.
That makes a big difference, though. But I think y'all can beat. They're to stop your offense. Y'all got Gibbs going on all cylinders with
They have
Montgomery.
that defense. They can stop. They
Yeah.
can stop our run game. Only
No.
team. That's why I think we can
They,
beat
they,
a team like.
they would have to load the box up and they have to pit St. Brown 1-on-1, and
Dangerous.
that's not good.
He said that's not good.
San Fran DBs aren't good at all. They're trash.
Yeah, they can
They
stop.
basically had,
Yeah, but there's all right. So the Ravens game, what makes me nervous? The Ravens game was the game that we could not run the ball at all, and I thought they would just come out and just throw the ball against the Ravens, and say Lamar Jackson keep up. I thought that's what they would do, but they didn't. They came out playing soft. Maybe it was on purpose. They didn't want to give the Gibbs the ball, like give him a heavy workload against a stout defense like the Ravens. They kind of just played coy that game, maybe, and just
Ravens had a good defense. Ravens got a good defense. That's why.
yeah. Yeah, but
Y'all
yeah,
should, y'all should be all right. As long as y'all get the number 2 seed, and that way y'all wanted to see us until the NFC Championship. Y'all be good to go. If y'all gotta say yes, it's gonna
yeah,
be
I don't.
a
Yeah, that's
I
yeah.
mean, I
They
mean,
play.
last time we played y'all, I mean, last time we played y'all, we only won by 3 points last year. Beginning of the season last year was 38-35 on the last drive of the game. So, well, not the last drive of the game, it was a blowout. Y'all just
It would be a game
got points.
we just played.
Huh?
It would probably be a game like the game we just played, except we would not run the ball that successfully against Philly. We would just have
No,
to.
I would not do that.
Yeah, I'm on Ron saying like
It'd be a game more like when y'all played the Ravens.
no, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Our defense line is way better, and we'll get pressure on golf. It'll
Yeah.
be a long day.
Do you think Swift is going to be able to come back to Detroit and Detroit's just gonna let them
Y'all,
just
y'all, y'all will have to see us. Y'all will have to see us in Philly. Y'all won't. We won't have to. We get the number one seed,
play
so y'all will have
them.
to come to Philly.
I don't, regardless of what it is, where it is. Um, I just think
Swift will have. Swift will run y'all over like crazy.
who
Swift, the running back. We go feed Swift.
thought Hutchinson would lay his behind down one time, and he would have to rethink his thought process. You
So is
know
Market
who?
Parsons the same thing.
Yeah, you know who we should have got somehow is that Crosby from. I want him on my team. That guy, he is a dog.
From the Raiders.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, he's
I
good.
like him a lot. He is a dog. And
He's
we should
good.
have got Devontae. No, I'm just playing. That would have been ridiculous. There's no way we could figure that out.
They not letting Devontae go or
No,
Max Cosby.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, go in there and get you some free. Obviously, you pretty much have a free Philly to Super Bowl bet. There's one
What?
free $50 bets. I already know you're gonna put that on there. You're gonna probably do something crazy. Philly win Super Bowl in the exact score, in the exact opponent.
No, I'll do Cleveland and Houston to win the division.
Do you watch? You into cars like Formula One?
Yeah, a little bit.
Next year, if they do it this time next year again, I want to definitely go out there.
Where?
Actually, no. I think next year I want to try out. I want to check out the win. Um, Next year, since I'm going WSOP thing this year, I want to check out the win. But the Formula One is in Vegas this week.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm. Yeah.
You should ever. I always wanted to drive one of those cars. They
You,
have those.
hmm
You can drive those fancy cars in Vegas, though.
you can. I don't know if they'll let you drive one unless you're really, really rich. But if you got money, they'll let you ride in one. That's the whole thing out there. There's a bunch of just. There's a lot of money out there right now. And I'm about to go into here while you talking about it because I think you might be interested in it. So Formula One, they're returning to Vegas. This is the first time they've done it in 40 years. I didn't even know they've done this in Vegas before. So the event is estimated to cost 400 to 500 million dollars. The company is called Liberty Media. That's how much the money. And there was another report that it cost the company $600 million to put this event on. $600 million to put on this event. The way, yes, yes. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of money into this. Um, Stefan, listen to this. The company spent $280 million on the $3.8 million track. $280 million to construct the track.
Does it go down the Vegas Strip?
Yes, yes. The Bellagio fountain. They drained the fountain for this event. They drained the fountain
For what?
for some reason. For to make the track go or whatever. I don't know. I didn't dive into the details, but in order to put this event on, they have the Bellagio fountain. It's drained. I don't know exactly right now, but it's going to be.
Oh.
So yeah,
So
this is.
people can walk on the sidewalk. So people can walk on the sidewalk and watch the race.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like you when you watch it on TV and the stands and stuff. Just go to like formula1.com and check it out. I'll have the website yeah, in the episode description. I'll have it in there so you can click it and find it. Um, but yeah, this is for rich people. There's a lot of money. These cars cost a lot of money. It seems like it's a sport where the bigger the pockets, the that's how it works. I don't. That's kind of silly. Why would you want a sport that whoever has the biggest pockets wins every time? So I've been dove into it. There's like a next Netflix show that you can really dive into it. One of the dealers at MGM told me about it. Her name is Jennifer. So shout out to Jennifer. There's also her name is Sarah Eisen. She's one of the CNBC's analysts. She has a documentary that's coming out Thursday at 8 o'clock, and so you can watch that. She was like riding in the cars, um, and kind of like behind the scenes. She's really getting to know like the business side of it. So it's pretty cool. But I'm about to jump off and continue with the show. So thank you for setting me straight uh, on the top
Say
five.
less.
All right, I'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, that was Stefan. He'll typically come on every episode, and we'll go over the top five. He's a big Eagles fan. So if there's ever a segment in the show that you feel like that you want to come on, I'll try to. Ooh, I didn't see what Lee say. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it. You just got to check out. Definitely check out the site though to take advantage. You can just jump around to different sites and take advantage of it. Put $5 on there, get the free money, and then if you don't, you do well. You do well. If you don't, you don't. But I always take advantage of jumping around to different sites. You must play against them in like daily fantasy every week, rather than doing like sports bets, which is smart, which is very smart. But yeah, if anybody feels inclined to uh, come on in the middle of the show, obviously I'm not going to let some stranger come on and just talk nonsense. But if you ever want to come on, jump in. We're Facebook friends. Jump in my DM and hit me up. Say, hey, Claude, I want to come on, or just jump in the chat. I'll try to monitor the chat more regularly. And come on and set me straight if I'm saying something incorrectly, or just come on to join me in the show. It's Tuesday night. There ain't nothing going on outside of some other people that have shows just like this, and I'm trying to steal their viewership from. That is it. Um, so they're going to dive into it's Wall Street Trappers who I'm talking about, and there's other people too. But I love Wall Street Trappers show. Don't get me wrong. I went to his show, his recession tour in Philly. It was amazing. I bought his gear. I bought his course. A lot of the stuff that I am implementing is from him, from his courses. And like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit. I had an amazing day today in the stock market. Overall, my portfolio made $1,000 one day. Didn't cost me anything. I didn't even buy anything today. I was just literally in position already, and the stock market went up. And then we'll talk about why and how I knew it was going to go up once these numbers came out this morning. But first, bear with me. I got to go over this real quick. So, disclaimer: the information provided in this show about personal finance and investing is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered financial advice. Viewers are encouraged to consult with a qualified financial advisor, which is not myself, before making any investment decisions. The content presented may not be accurate, complete, or timely, and we do not assume responsibility for any errors or omissions. Investing involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Any endorsements or advertisements featured do not constitute recommendations. And by participating in this show, which I hope you enjoy watching and interacting, you acknowledge and accept these disclaimers. All right, let's get down into the money-making stuff, the nitty-gritty, the good stuff. All right, I call this segment Market Talk. Market Talk. All right, the stock market rallied today off the CPI report. And you might have a question like, what is the CPI report? Well, I'm going to explain that. And I'm going to tell you how you can easily do this as well by using AI like ChatGPT, which is free. I just use the free version. Now, when I start, I got some extra coins coming in and things like that, maybe I'll pony up and get the paid version. But for now, the free version is doing me just fine for what I need to do. If you're not familiar with ChatGPT, you can go and look at my podcasts. You can look at some other episodes of All in Society and Friends, and I break down exactly what ChatGPT is and how to utilize it and how to use it. If you're not familiar with these AI tools, you guys should definitely be familiar, because pretty much every Fortune 500 company is using it. You might be using artificial intelligence, you're not even aware. Oh, if you have an Apple phone, you're using Siri. What do you think Siri is? Apple's probably going to be updating Siri pretty soon here as well. So just be mindful of this stuff. You're already using it. So really dive deep, and figure out, how can I use this, especially when it's free, to make my life easier, make you more efficient. All right. The S&P 500, which is pretty much the 500 best companies, was up 1.91% today. My total portfolio, which consists of what I call as my all-in runners, is kind of like a cash account. It's not a retirement account. I have money in there, and then I have money in my Roth IRA account. I left my previous employer. I rolled that portion of the account out, and I've been self-managing it now. In the combination of those two portfolios, my portfolio was up 2.78%. So I beat the market today. S&P 500 best companies on the stock market up 1.91% together collectively, and my portfolio collectively was up 2.78%. And I didn't buy anything today. All right, moving on. So details of that. Tesla, I have shares of Tesla, was up 6.12% today. Tesla was. Caesars Entertainment, bought shares of that. I think that was last month, up 8% today, 8.2%. Bank of America. So I am not too savvy on the banks, but I am learning as much as I can, as fast as I can. And why did I invest in Bank of America? Have you heard of Warren Buffett? It's one of his largest holdings in his portfolio. You can go online, you can see exactly what these guys, the wealthiest people in the world, the best investors, considered, or maybe the best investor ever. You can see his portfolio. It's not a secret. It's free. It's online. So I said, well, if Warren Buffett is invested in banks, let me do a little research. I did a little research, figured out what the fundamentals look like. Now, do I need to know exactly the ups and downs of the bank, how Bank of America works? No. But I do know I bank at Bank of America. I do a lot of business with them. They hold my money, so why would I not invest with them as well? Simple as that. Just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be that difficult. Lantheus Holdings. Oh, Bank of America was up 5.49%, if I didn't say. Lantheus Holdings, this is a medical equipment, medical device company. So this company is up 5.85%. This company has been very rough, because I found it and I saw that some of the best and brightest and largest funds were heavily invested in this company. And you can look on Yahoo Finance and you can see what percentage these funds are invested in the company, institutional investors. Well, this company, I look at every company I look at, and this is not just every company I'm invested in. Every company, single company I look at in research, I look and see who's holding it. I have never seen institutional investors hold this at such a high percentage of their portfolio. And so I did a little more research, and in Trapp's course, he was talking about like small caps, mega caps, and large caps. And these like mega caps, I believe the market cap of anything that's 10 billion or more is considered a mega cap. And Lantheus Holdings was like right on that line of mega cap, or in like the mid tier area. And Trapp said something along the lines of, the institutional investors, they don't like to put their money in the mega caps and small caps. They really just mess with the the medium caps, mid tier, and the small tier, they really just mess with the mega caps because they can really get funky and really do business there. And so I saw that they were heavily invested in this company, and as I saw, the company shot up and then it fell, and a lot of it fell. The stock price is what I'm talking about, and a lot of this happened during COVID and when interest rates and everything went up. When interest rates go up, it means borrowing costs a lot more to borrow. And that means it costs more to borrow in order to do business. That means it's cutting into your profits. And so the past couple quarters, their profits have been diminishing. And so some of the institutional investors have been taking money out. And because they hold such large amounts of this company, when they take a little, they take a big bite out of the company. And so I found this company, and mind you, now this is kind of like this is really still the early parts of my journey now. And I'm researching, I'm trying to figure out, is any other analysts cover this? So I can kind of figure out if what I'm looking at, as I'm thinking this is a good investment. Is anyone else saying this is a good investment? Is anyone else following this as far as analysts? Can't find anybody. I typically go to Bank of America app, or excuse me, Merrill app, and then I can look at through there and look and see what the analysts are saying. But on this company, none of the analysts were saying anything about the company. It was like it was just not there. No one cared about it. It's just a boring business that really no one wanted to invest in. If you're familiar with the PE ratio, definitely. If you're not, definitely look that up. But the PE ratio was very high when I was looking into first getting into this company. And so I just kind of dove in. Not really. I had these fundamentals or these rules of how I invested in this company, and back then I really looked at if a stock moved below the 200-day moving average, then that was a safe spot for me to invest in the company. Now I've known that's a that's the first kind of like guide to determine, all right, yeah, this could be possibly be a company that's undervalued or a valued company at this price. But little did I know, after diving a little bit further into it, I really needed that price to fall a little bit more for it to be a better buy. And so that's what I did. So I bought in around $70, but it fell closer to $60. I would love it if it fell a little bit closer to, like, I think its 52-week low was like around 47, closer to $50. I would love it if it fell to there, but because everything that's been going on, I don't think we're going to get to that point. If we get to that point, there's a lot going on in the economy, or there's a lot of stuff going on within this company itself, and I might have to pivot and get out of the company. But getting back to where I'm leading to. Sorry, I'm really taking you guys on a journey. My strategy is pretty much you buy distressed companies, and by distressed, I mean you buy companies where everyone else is fearful, pretty much selling the shares. You're coming in and you're being contrarian and you're buying shares. If you do your research and it's saying, hey, everyone else is running for the hills, but this company has great fundamentals. Technically, as far as the charts and things like that, it looks like the charts, it's a good spot for you. So why don't you give it a try? The business, there doesn't seem like there's anything that's really underneath that's really saying that it's going to continue to falter or continue to drop. So why don't you come in and buy a distressed company? It's still a good company. This probably has been going through something, just like every company's been going through right now. Even Apple is struggling. Apple is arguably the best company out there. They're struggling a little bit, depends on who you ask. So it's by doing this, sometimes you get in, and sometimes you get in a little early, and you have to kind of like buy once the company is falling. You're losing money, and you're putting more money in because it's almost like contrarian what everyone else is doing, what you naturally want to do, but by going against the grain, and if you're right when you do your research, things like what my portfolio is doing it's shot up. And that's kind of what's happened. Like I said, $70, and at the closing, Lantheus is at $68.36. So it's not quite the $70, but because I bought shares as it went down, right now, I think right now at the end of the day, I'm pretty much even now. So, and I'll head on a little bit further, but well, all right, Clive, well, you put all that money in, well, now you're even. Well, yeah, that was a short amount of time. I'm a long-term investor. I'm not just in it to day trade and try to make a quick buck. Now, there's some investments that I will do that, just get in and get out. But I'm a long-term investor. I want to see this through because I want my money to compound. And over time, compounding, they'll make a real nice return. You want to buy and hold, buy and hold. But sometimes you want to, if you buy and hold, and the reason why you bought the company changes, then sometimes you got to pivot too. But that was a long story for Lantheus Holdings. But I think it was necessary to just kind of break down my thought process and how I invest. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more in more detail, stay tuned and definitely check out the podcast. The podcast I definitely go more thorough into my investments and strategies and things. Microsoft I'm also an investor in Microsoft. It hit a 52-week high today, so that's awesome. And the total stock market today was up 2.22%, so pretty good. All right, I did mention the CPI report, and what exactly is the CPI report? And how I knew this morning at 8:30 in the morning, once the CPI numbers came out favorable, that I knew the stock market was going to run. And so the way I really broke this down is I went to ChatGPT. But you want to be careful because ChatGPT sometimes will give you bad information. So if there's anything that is in here and you see and you say, Claude, that's not accurate, definitely let me know. I won't take anything personal. So what is the CPI report and why did the stock market rally? CPI stands for Consumer Price Index. Imagine you have a basket of goods and services that people typically buy, like groceries, clothes, rent, and so on. The CPI measures how the price of these things change over time. It's like a way to see if the cost of living is going up or down. So how does this impact the stock market and interest rates? We all know interest rates is that taboo number. Ooh, give you the chills. Talking about interest rates going up or down. The CPI is, if the CPI is going up, it means prices are rising, and that could affect the company. For example, if the cost of materials goes up, it might hurt a company's profits. That's kind of like what I discussed and alluded to earlier. Investors pay attention to the CPI because it gives them an idea on how the company is doing. A strong economy is generally good for stocks because companies can make more money. The government uses the CPI to help set interest rates. When prices are rising too fast, inflation is high, and the government might decide to raise interest rates. Why? Because higher interest rates can help slow down spending. If borrowing money becomes more expensive, people and businesses might not borrow as much. It doesn't seem that way because people are definitely swiping those credit cards. This can cool down the economy and keep inflation in check. So this morning, the report indicated that inflation declined, setting stocks on fire. Investors clearly believe the federal government will not raise interest rates again and signaled some relief. So that's the reason at 8:30 this morning, I'm watching CNBC. Get up, I saw the numbers came back juicy for investors. I was like, oh, baby, here we go. I wish I had an opportunity to kind of get in and buy something. I did. I lied. I did buy 3 shares of Pfizer, I think, because Pfizer's been dropping. That's another example of a company who I think has the opportunity to come back, but it's distress. It's Pfizer. All right, the Apec Summit in San Francisco. You might have heard that President Biden is heading to San Francisco this week for a summit. And if you heard anything about this on the news, um, this is so funny because we all do this. Well, those of us that do things last minute. Um, so, fellas, this is something really the fellas do. You got a girl coming over, and you invite her over. Y'all gonna do Netflix and chill, whatever the case may be. And you look around, you're like, oh, I gotta clean up around here, and then you clean up real quick because you got company coming over. Well, this is exactly what they're doing in San Francisco. If you've watched CNBC, a lot of the analysts are there. They're like, yes, they're cleaning up San Francisco, but why did it take this long to do this? The president of China is coming to America and other high-ranking officials from different countries, and all of a sudden now we're going to clean up. It shouldn't be that way. We should always keep our streets clean, especially a place like San Francisco, right? But I had that. So the APEC is the Asia Pacific Economic Corporation. Uh, it's an intergovernmental forum of 21 economies throughout the Asia Pacific region that gather to discuss and promote free trade. Established in 1989, it aims to create greater prosperity for the people of the region by promoting balanced, inclusive, sustainable, innovative, and secure growth, and by accelerating regional economic integration. Those in attendance include President Biden, Chinese President Xi Jinping, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, I probably butchered his name, and Japanese Prime Minister, oh boy, let me get close to this. I think it's Fukio Fushida. Oh, I tried it, y'all. Uh, with ongoing tension amongst America and China, this is something we all should keep an eye on. We definitely want to be aware of this. If you want to check out that article in more detail, definitely go to the episode description. I'll have that in there for everybody. I did want to mention before we close out in today's episode, if you're on the go, if you're traveling, or if you're always somebody that's on your phone always dies. I had a podcast with the owners of Cargado. It's a mobile charging device that can help you, and it charges multiple devices, even your brand new iPhones. Check out the podcast and go to their website. It'll be in the episode description, shopcargado.com. Also, if you're in need of high quality gear or luggage, I want you to check out Travel Pro. Click the link in the episode description. You should be able to get a little bit off as well from that link. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you learned something in today's episode. I hope I made you smile. I hope I entertained you. I definitely enjoyed myself tonight. I really enjoyed doing these episodes live. Next week, though, November the 21st, I am very proud of this. The episode will not be live. I will be traveling, spending some time with my family in Mississippi. There will be a pre-recorded show with two poker pros. So Yasser El-Khaladar, he was on the very first episode of All in Society and Friends. So to check him out, make sure you go check out that episode, like and share. And we have Laura Eisenberg. She is a force to reckon with on the poker scene. She is a tournament poker player. And once you guys hear their stats, you will be absolutely blown away. So Laura, and there's a website, it's called Hendon Mob. And it ranks anytime you go play a poker tournament and you place in that tournament, as long as the venue reports this information to Hendon Mob, it's an online database it's pretty much your poker tournament resume. And it has a database of every poker player, right? Anybody's ever played poker. and it tallies up your results. Yasser is ranked number 12th overall out of everybody in the state of Virginia, ranked number 12th. And Laura in the state of Maryland, she's ranked number 23. She's the 23rd ranked player in poker in the state of Maryland. So I have two powerhouses in this interview, and I am so proud of this interview. I can't thank Yasser enough. Yasser is really the one that put this together. Got Laura on. Yasser's amazing guy, and you will see that Laura is absolutely amazing. Both of them have amazing stories. Yasser does a great job asking Laura some deep, thorough questions about poker strategy and just life off the felt as well. It's a great episode. It's about an hour and a half long. I guarantee you, it's for anybody who has any interest in poker or just wants to know what the life is like of a poker player, or if you're interested in learning the game, whether you're male, female, whoever you are, poker is a game for anybody and everybody. It's a global game. It's a worldwide game. And my goal is to get everybody to play poker. And once I get you to play poker, I guarantee you'll catch the bug, and I'll get you to start investing in the stock market. And you won't look at it as something that's scary, and you'll look at it as a vehicle to be able to create financial freedom for you, as it's done for me. All right. Thank you so much. As I said, please make sure you check out the podcast. Please make sure you like this on Facebook. Please make sure you like it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Share with your friends and family. Please don't forget next week, November 21st, the episode with Yasser and Laura. I guarantee you will absolutely love it. Remember, life is one big session. Play the cards you're dealt to the best of your ability, and I promise you'll come out ahead. Have a wonderful evening. Peace, everybody.